background music for games, I obviously look at the universe or listen to the explanation about its characters. I can look at the elements that already made. However, there are often times when the game is not ready yet. In that case, I would work with my imagination. I never had experience in composing music. Even when I started my first year in VU, music was something I never thought I would pursue as my career, and I never took it too serious in the first place. But as time goes by, I started to be inspired by the soundtrack that was making video games, which would intrigue me to create something that would sound as good as those tracks that I have listened. My time in VU and the extra classes I took outside uni really helped me with composition technique and helped me become more comfortable with some music making software. I was first introduced to Ryan and his video game project through my music teacher in high school. I was hesitant at first since it's a horror game, which involved a lot of sound design, which is a skill I was clearly lacking. I ended up accepting the offer because my teacher offered to help me with the sound design aspect, and I felt it would be a valuable opportunity to gain experience for my career. I'm not the type who suddenly thinks of a whole melody. I tend to play the keyboard, and as I play, if there's a sonority that I like, then I would tend to pursue it. For tracks that are more intense, tempo is more important. So I work on the rhythm first. When it feels right, I start testing out new tones and phrases. From there, it is trial and error. In a computer environment, you can just try things. It is simple for me. I just add things. If they don't work, I take them off. I repeat that process, adding in sounds until the track is complete. But often I had trouble with deciding what to add and what not to add when nearly finishing a song. I thought that, oh, this aspect doesn't work quite well within the songs, or if I had used this, the track would feel way better. But surprisingly, when people would listen to my work, the parts I would told were good differ from what I had in mind. I was surprised this would make people tick. first joined Ryan's game project, the development was still in its early stages. Only a backstory and a general description of the game's visual direction had been established. This presented an added challenge as I needed to rely heavily on my imagination. However, Ryan provided a list of soundtrack to be made along with the reference soundtracks from well-known horror games like Resident Evil or Silent Hill, which gave me a clear reference on how to begin. For the character themes, I had more creative freedom. I could choose any instruments that I felt suited for each character, and I wasn't restricted to sound design alone. However, most of the other tracks I was assigned needed to focus primarily on sound design, often with little to no clear melodic content. Despite that, I still tried to incorporate some real instruments to make the piece more engaging. Although I still need to get the final approval from him first. Besides that, I'm still looking to incorporate different types of genre or variation into my future soundtracks to make it more interesting. But in the end, it's just trial and error. The final product will certainly further help shape the atmosphere of the game universe.
This project reminded me that composing music, especially for games, isn't just about expressing myself, but about understanding the bigger picture. Whether I had the freedom to shape a character theme with the instruments of my choice, or was looking within the more abstract world of sound design, I learned to balance creativity with purpose. In time, I've started to grasp the importance of switching between a personal, emotional perspective and a broader, more objective view. Seeing how my music fits into the world is meant to support. It's not about always standing out, but about enhancing what's already there. That shift in mindset is something I'll carry forward into all my future work.